Servus. Konnichiwa. Herzlich willkommen zurück zu Feste Night Part. Nicht Feste Night. Ataraxia. Warum sag ich Night? Zu Ataraxia Part. Ni Juni. Bin mir noch nicht sicher, was wir heute machen. Hätte Lust auf Mainstory. Aber wir haben noch so viel Side-Story so offen. Ich glaube, wir gehen mal zum Tempel. I make a volley along the forest path to the hill behind the temple. 2 days are now a nice day. Once I pass through this curtain of trees, a view of fresh blue sky and the mountain should be waiting for me. My field of vision expands. The spectacle that greets my eyes is that of a pile of corpses, but the one facing off that abstract scenery is me. It's the man with the same origin as me, reciting an unpleasant sutra. I am the bone of my swords. Steel is my body. And fire is my blood. I've created 1,000 of blades. Noah. Mist, ich kann Zauberspruch nicht mehr. So, as I pray, unlimited blade works. White sunlight burns my eyes. There's still trace of summer left here into the Yudo temple. Looks like this strong sunlight has blinded me for a second. As if all the colors had been inverted, the scenery appeared black for an instant. Though I'm sure he's been aware of my presence for quite a while, he doesn't spare so much as a glance in my direction. Everything else I just saw was a hallucination caused by vertigo, but he sure wasn't. We wait in silence. What we thought we saw was the same. The first to break the silence would prove his own impurity. The tension is exacerbated by the sound of insects. I look closely at the familiar's back. Now that I think about it, why isn't he wearing his red mantle? I can understand that it would be too hot to wear it in the summer, but it's already fall. No, more importantly, he isn't the type of guy that would remove his armaments like that because of the weather. But still, the sun is getting in the way. This is a favorite spot of mine, but having this many nuances here is enough to make me want to pick a fight.
お前さ、その格好で高いところにいなかったか?
The thought that the arrow had pierced recalls the pain that it will eventually feel.
いたがなんだ。範囲内でお前の姿を見たことはないはずだが。
だろうな。俺だって夜にお前を見たことなんてない。
At any rate, I have to cause everything that could possibly happen to occur. Kill or be killed. Once I cause both to happen, I only have the choice to outcome that small convenient.
私からも尋ねるが、お前はまた深夜にセイバーと巡回をしているのか?
してるよ。なんでか信徒にはまだ行ってないけどな。
Or more precisely, I haven't been able to go.
やめておけ。夜中の信徒には近づくな。宮山町から橋を越えようとすれば、いらぬ攻撃を受けることになる。
はあ？なんだそれ。お前が門番でもしてるってのか？
信徒一体は私の射程だ。入ろうとする者には威嚇射撃で警告する。
From what he was saying, He's driven back the other silence already. Because of the Lancer, Rider and Caster can't come near Shinto at night. Lancer's place of resistance should be the church, but maybe he camps out in the mountains. Well, leaving that aside.
それは俺も。
お前は例外だ。威嚇なしで眉間を打ち抜く。
Yep. He's not lying. The bowman intent to kill me is real.
呆れた。まだ俺を殺したがってたんだ。遠坂がいない今がチャンスってことか？
言うまでもない。リンが絡むと込み入った話になるからな。うちのマスターは成果の出ない戦いは嫌がるたちでね。
I like the idea of that. As much as he likes competition, Toxic is really the type that goes look for a fight, but if it's shot, she's the kind of that would get the world as long as she's in it. She'll aim to come out of the top.
確かに。遠坂がいたらお前に勝手はさせないか。あいつなら聖杯戦争が再開したからって誰かが一戦始めるまでは様子を見る。そういえばお前にはまだ聞いてなかったな、アーチャー。この状況をどう思ってる？
サーバントとして戦うつもりはない。だが留守を任されている以上見過ごすことはできん。
他のサーバントに比べると少しだけ積極的だな。とりあえず事態を解明したいってのは俺と同じなんだ。
いや、
本意ではないがな。街灯を脱いでいるのはそのためだ。こんなものは俺の戦いではない。
Ah! So that's why I found him here without it. Ash hasn't gotten serious yet. He's just filling the minimum requirements. As a watchdog left behind by Tosaka's
再
gun.
開した聖杯戦争には参加しないってことでいいんだな。単に信徒の平和を守る正義の味方ってことか。
ああ。もっともお前に関しては例外だがな。夜を待つ必要もない。なんならここで今から殺し合うか。
Ash responds to my murderous urge. My mouth twists eagerly into grin
冗
and...
談。ここで戦う気はねえよ。それにあれだ。これが聖杯戦争の延長だって言うなら、戦いは夜じゃないと。
I smoothly await his urge to kill me.
話はここまでにしとこ。じゃ、またどっかでな、アーチャー。
I begin to head back down the
いい
mountain.
だろう。お前に関して俺は本気だ。果たされなかった聖杯戦争の再現として全力でお前たちを倒しにかかる。
The two of you. Provocation and readiness are in his voice. The bowman has proclaimed that he would fight not just me alone, but Saber and her master. If that's the way you want to play it, great. Let's meet again once I'm ready. A noble determination wipes away my race just for blood. This is our license to kill each other. An invincible ladder of challenge has definitely been passed between the two of us. Shinto at night. Challenging the bridge at full health. We'll call it a day fürs Erste. Scheiße. Wollte noch mal rausschauen. Ach komm, wir machen jetzt mal eine lange Szene hier. Mit Ilya. I want to hear the truth from her. In a place like this, nobody will interfere. Yeah. Either waves of the Rio of the Holy Grail will not reach this castle. Ilya is nowhere in sight. Somehow I get the feeling that she's waiting in the courtyard. Should I call out to her or should I go there? What should I talk about?
あれ、こんにちは、シロ。今日はどうしたの？遊んでくれるって約束はしてなかったはずだけど。
Before I had a chance to call for her, Illy had already appeared in the saloon. The timing is as good as almost as you reached my mind.
約束はないんだけど、話がしたくなったんだ。イリア、隠し事はなしで教えてほしいんだが。
I get to the point straight away. All my hesitation disappeared once I made this decision. Revolving myself, I looked straight at Ilya and...
教えてほしいんだけど。
あれ、なんだ？
My mouth gaps wide. I forgot that I was going to ask. No, I didn't know what I wanted to ask from the start.
おかしいな。何かイリアと真面目な話をしなくちゃいけない気がしてたんだけど。
気がしてたけど忘れちゃったのね。大丈夫。それならいつか思いつくわ。忘れ物はある日ひょっこり思い出すものだもの。
そうかな。悪い。次はちゃんと。
Her smile crushed me, caused by a strange sense of unease to vanish.
ねえシロ、その様子じゃ午後の予定はないんでしょ。ならお茶にしましょう。待ってて、すぐセラに準備させるから。
Damn,
ま
this
あ、
can
お茶
Sela.
を飲むのも話をするのもいいし。
Still, Teddy steps over that I sit in the chair. It's still a little early, but since we are in such a beautiful lounge, I just like what Ilya said, and drinking tea in the afternoon isn't bad at all. Ich hatte längere Szene erwartet. Exit. Restart. Unsere Flecklist. Ah, 100 views of corpses. Ach was, wir noch eine Szene haben. Machen wir noch die eine Szene mit Sela. I came up to the rooftop in a whim. Since the weather is nice, I thought to go relax the sun up here, but there's no one. No. Wait a minute.
もしもし、何してんだよ、あんたたち。
あ、シロ。
リーゼリット。無視してしまえばよかったものを。
The black maid approached me as carelessly as a baby chick, but the blue maid does a naked hostility show. The one in black and speaking broken Japanese is Leslie. Ilya simply calls her Liz, and the crabby one in blue is Sela. Ilya's gardens, the maze of the Iceberg Castle. It goes without saying that they definitely should not be here.
よかった。シロならきっと知ってる。
待ちなさい、リーゼリット。彼の手を借りることではありません。これは私たちの仕事です。
So declares Fluffy. Liz draws back, looking disappointed.
それではごきげんよ
Very well.
う。ここで私たちを見たことは他言なきをお願いします。
そりゃ学校のみんなには言えないけど、そう思うなら せめて普通の服に着替えてから来ればいいのに。俺だからよかったものの、他のやつが来たら大騒ぎになってたぞ。
ご心配なく。人よけの魔術はかけてあります。私たちを意識できるのは魔術を帯びたものだけです。この町では数えるほどしかおりません。
Ja, ja, ja. Mit dir tut aber trotz allem Kuzuki und die Schülersprecher, Issei, Ryuro abschirmen von Magies. Also, die beiden könnten euch sehen.
そうだったのか。そうだよな。そうでもなけりゃ誰かに見つかってるもんな。いくら休日でも職員室には先生もいるし。そっか。基本的に2人は隠密行動だったのか。
Hey, wait a minute. In that case, then what was that all about?
それ、リズも同じ？
同じですが、何か？
いや、リズは、なんていうか。
何でしょう。差し支えなければお聞かせください。
ああ、その格好のまま商店街でケーキ買ってるんだけど、あれはいいんだよな。
大変有意義なお話です。重ねてお聞きしますが、それは一度きりでしょうか、それとも頻繁にでしょうか？
いや、頻繁にってわけじゃないぞ。1週間に1度ぐらいだし。
リーゼリット
大丈夫。みんな友達。シロがちゃんと通訳してくれる。
余計問題です。まったく、どこであんな安物を仕入れてくるのかと思えば、まさかあのような雑多な商店街の洋菓子店からとは。
そう。じゃあもうやめとく？
そちらは問題ありません。カタログを取り寄せなさい。今後は配達制にしますから。ええ、そちらの方がスマートというものです。
Geil. I can't tell at all whether the Lauf or Haley is, but either way, they sure are one interesting pair. But why is this dude here in the first
ま
place?
さかケーキ屋を探してるわけじゃないよna.
Wäre schon ein komischer Ort, um nach einer Bäckerei zu suchen. You want Big Kochan, and that's over 2 kilometers away from here.
違う。私たち探し物が。
あなたには関係のないことです。誤解なきよう言っておきますが、私もリーゼリットも学び屋などに関心はありません。
Warum seid ihr denn hier?
そもそも私たちがこのような下船な場所に足を運ぶ原因はあなたに。
Sell it close your mouth as if she makes a mistake.
俺？
It seems a part of the reason why these two are here on the roof.
そうでした。このようなことが繰り返されては困ります。事故を防止するにはまず原因を究明しなくては。
She nods to herself. I have a bad feeling about this. My ability to sense approaching man-made disasters has gotten a lot keener recently.
ああ、じゃあ俺はこれで。何してるのかは聞かないから、引き続き屋上の絶景を楽しんでくれ。
Shiro, zu wenig, zu spät.
お待ちください、エミヤ様。話は変わりますが、あなたが持っている袋はもしやお弁当というものではありませんか？
Zu wenig, zu spät, Shiro. Okay, wir just at 180. Indeed. The object I'm holding now is the most definitely a lunchbox. I just felt like packing one and bringing it with me.
お弁当？セラ、白おいしい？
お嬢様の話では替えの利かないものだとか。味に厳しいお嬢様が言うのです。一品であることは間違いないでしょう。
白、食べる。
うわ、近い近い近い。
The two stare intently and silently this way. Liz just seems to aim for lunch. Sarah, on the other hand, has malicious intent in her eyes. Those are the eyes of a dangerous rival. One who will be over you the moment she sees a gap in your armor.
とにかくまたな。近いうちお城に行くから、その時はまたよろしく。
Finally catch my breath after escaping into the classroom. It's not like I really need to run away, but this rooftop is technically unsound. The only thing Amy Shu has ever met up there is bad luck. Tosa keeps joking about it, saying an odor of defeat hangs about the
その
place.
点、ここならこっちの陣地だし。
It's the classroom I've gotten so used to. Hier liefert Tosaka nur als Super Tosaka MK2. Oh fuck. Jetzt will ich Mecha Tosaka MK2 in Fake and Order haben. Plus Sakura Double Team could pose any threat to me, let alone a possibility ill-intentioned pair of mates. If I had to describe it, I would say just being here is my battle powers to be at least equal to that of any intruder.
さて、
I relax and sit down on my chair. Maybe I go to the now empty archery range to eat my lunch after rested for a... Just the heck is this now?
もしもーし、そこで何してんだよ、あんたたち。
I ask her as I kick out the desk.
おかしいですね。女生徒の机からリコーダーを探さないのですか？
え？
探すか、あんなもん。
The blue maid clicks her tongue in disapproval.
なぜでしょう。年頃の男子生徒が休日に登校しているのですよ。それぐらいしか目的はないでしょうに。
どこから得た知識だ、それ。そんな間違った常識は捨てちまえ。
間違っている。ですが、リーゼリットが購入した書物にはそういった描写が3冊に1冊の割合であったのですが。
She is hopelessly misinformed. Whatever Liz has bought, there wasn't the slightest bit of common sense in it.
わかりました。身近な女生徒の楽器に性的興奮を覚えるのは間違いなのですね。残念です。女生徒の体ではなく楽器そのものに偏愛する思考には少しばかり感心していたのですが。
Sandra shoulders slump in disappointment. Meanwhile, Liz has been strong staring at my lunchbox the whole time.
あのさ、用がないなら他に行ってもらえないかな。
I came to school today because I wanted to take it easy, so it would be great if they could leave me in peace.
いえ、お気遣いなく。私たちはあなたの学園生活を観察しているだけです。どうぞいつも通り休日をお過ごしください。女生徒のロッカーを探るなり、お気に入りの女生徒の机で妄想にふけるなり、いかように。
Oh Gott, ich stell mir das gerade vor. Oh Gott. Gibt's davon eine Dungeon? Wo Shiro solche perversen Dinge macht und die beiden die einfach nur beobachten? Ich muss erstmal das screenshotten. Da bin ich ja nicht vergessen, weil das muss ich auf dem Diskussion mal nachfragen. So ist auch gut, Icon. In conclusion, if I cannot escape from these two, it looks like my peaceful morning will never come.
よし。
I stand up.
レミア様、やはりリコーダーを。
あ、校庭にフルールの怪獣級超特大ジャンボイチゴケーキが。
モンスター級特大ケーキ？まさかアテネの町を襲ったという伝説のクリーチャー。
Stella runs to the window while Liz stands with her unwavering gaze still fixed on my lunchbox.
どこですか、エミヤ様。 ジャンボというからには少なくとも直径10メートル以上でなくては語弊があるかと。しかも何の工夫もセンスもないクリームホイップがコピーペーストのごとく続くやっつけ具合、シンメトリックなどという弁護も通用しない究極のインスタントなのでしょうね。
Einfach süß!
そんな悪趣味で低俗なケーキが存在するなんて、想像しただけでも魔術基盤が崩壊しそう。
Senna screamed Troy. It sounds like the ice magic tickets have a fatal flaw or two in them somewhere.
リズ、エミヤ様はどこに？
廊下。ノジカみたいに、タターって。
まさか今のが方便だとでも。なんと巧妙な。追いかけますよリーゼリット。逃がしてはなりません。
俺なんかやったっけ？
Certainly nothing I remember, but since they're chasing me, I better run for it. Fortunately, this is not the castle, but the school. I shouldn't have any trouble losing them. I catch my breath and wipe my sweat off my forehead. I circle back around the club building and the auditorium before taking a shot in archery range. By the time I would finally shake my pursuers, it was almost noon and...
シロ、おかえり。
Liz was already waiting for me at the range.
追いついた。ミヤ様、私たちのことをどうぞお気遣いなくお願いします。
Sella arrives, short of breath. Here she was hardly the happy type, but to tell me all the way here would have taken a fair bit of energy. She must have quite some tendency. There's definitely something very wrong with those Einspell magic circuits.
わかった。もう諦めた。おとなしく飯食う。二人にも分けてやるから、それで勘弁してくれ。
I see. Sella might be another story, but Liz will be perfectly satisfied with. I just share my lunch with her.
ですね。私もう栄養を取りたくなりました。今日はエミヤ様の料理をリサーチすることで調査は切り上げるといたしましょう。
Sella dead. Sella staring towards the box lunch and wavering steps before finally collapsing in front of it. Oh Gott, ich liebe diese VN.
セラ、独り占めはやめて。シロのは二人で分けないと。
And as Liz sees it, there's none for me.
まあ、それで解放してもらえるならいいけど。
But that reminds me, what were these two doing here anyway? Damals Nacht? Ja, ich schließe das Programm mal kurz, weil wir was nachschauen. Wir haben endlich 51% des Spiels abgeschlossen. Am Anfang des Streams war es noch 49,8%. Dann gehen wir mit Saber raus. Und wir können schlussendlich Endlich! Diese verdammte Brücke überqueren. We stop onto the boundary of Miyama and Shinto. I recall a verse he once said to me. The Shinto area is my shooting range. Those who enter. How many times have I been shot? Once? Several times? Whenever I cross the bridge. You are an exception. I will shoot you between the eyes. I end up being defeated by you. I will mean it when it concerns you. I feel my pulse quickening. The blood has been sleeping starts flowing and the resistant circuits start activating. Sorry to keep you waiting, partner. My preparations are all in place. I'm coming to take you down. The bridge is deserted, save for me and Saber. Tonight, with no cars on the roadway, not even the sound of the wind blowing from the sea reached my attention up. Thoughts.
懐かしいな。あの時もこうやってセイバーと教会に行ったんだっけ？
ええ。まだマスターの自覚がなかったシロと、まだあなたのサーバントになっていなかった私と、まだ敵であったリン。こうして振り返ると、さぞおかしな3人組だったのでしょうね。
She smiled at the memory of the night from half a year ago. This too is a fragment of those precious days, but I cannot afford to get distracted now.
セイバー不機嫌だったよな。あの夜は初対面であんまり話せなかったけど、教会に向かう時は輪をかけて無言だった。
不機嫌にもなります。今だから言いますが、あの扱いには怒りを覚えたものです。演奏させるのなら他にやりようがあったのではないですか？
Seba is picky when it comes to disguises. Memories of the numerous expensive disguises she had been wearing a last time during the fall falling river, it seems. She did mention that she had also been dressed up as a man in black suit. Seba's inability to dementalize must have caused her to a lot of trouble as well.
何やら言いたいことがあるようですね。いいでしょう。あの時の謝罪を兼ねてここで決着を。
セイバー、上
Several passed a shot that had been fired from 4 kilometers away. I activate my magic circuits. I drive reinforced magic into my eyes.
見えているぞ、アーチャー。
Two pairs of eyes that should not be able to meet met. Each one is now aware of the other, an enemy that neither should have been able to see. The battle has begun. Tonight, I will cross this bridge.
シロ、今のは一体。いえ、どうやって私より早く感知したのです。
話は後だ。次が来る。ここじゃ狭すぎる。上まで運んでくれ、セイバー。
上とはどこのことでしょう、シロ。
ここより高くて広い場所だ。気が利いてる。今夜は俺たちの貸し切りらしい。
橋の上の自動車道。ここなら足場も視界も確かですが。
セイバー、10時の方角、目標を確認しろ。
Geiler Shotgun with the Brücke. Their second shot. And in interval of 20 seconds, a memory that races past my brain tells me that there's 3 shots left.
確認しました。事態はつかめませんが、センタービルの屋上に狙撃手がいる。
I expect nothing less of Saber. We shared a lot of confirming his position from the last shot.
どういうことです？あれは。いいえ、こんなことができるのは一人だけだ。なぜ彼が私たちを狙うのです？まさかアーチャーともあろう者が聖杯戦争に乗ったというのですか？
知らない。俺に分かるのはあいつが本気だってことだけだ。今それ以上の理由は必要か？
あなたの言う通りだ、シロ。失態の罰は後ほど。今はアーチャーの迎撃に全力を。
Der dritte Shot. The third shot. A grace period of 2 more shots. With the 5th saber knees will give out, and the 6th will kill me. These are the unchangeable results that this tactic is leading to. Archer Snap is increasing the power with every shot. Each time 7 deflects one, he must be putting more magic energy into the next. The firing interval this time was 25 seconds, the next one will likely be 30. These intervals are as big as. If we can attack him right after he fires, before he can charge the next round, we'll avoid the same fate as before. But how? He is 4 kilometers away from us, straight shot, and the road we need to take to get him is the distance double that. With Saber's pistol we can put up a fight, but with Excalibur the area of impact is too large. There's a risk of sweeping down not only the center building, but even the surrounding buildings, and on top of that, we are dealing with Archer. Knowing Saber's attack as well as he does, he must have a defense against Excalibur. The best way to fight a skilled snap is to get close enough to engage in hand-to-hand combat, but it would be impossible to get that close without noticing us. So if that's the case, all we have to do is close distance at an extreme speed before he responds.
Saber!
I fixed up a meaningful stare. With those hawk eyes he is using to watch us, the movement of my lips would give us away. This fight will be decided in an instant. I can't let him discover what we are planning to do.
可能です。ですが、私の魔力だけでは足りない。失礼ですが、指導の魔力を足しても十分では。
十分だ。こっちにはこれがある。
The last command spell remaining in my left hand.
指導、いけない。それは最後の手段。それに、うまくいったところで、誰があなたを守るのです。その案には賛同できない。ここは撤退して、体勢を立て直せば。
そっちこそダメなんだ。何しろ一度試した。
Saber by herself could retreat, but with me here, both of us will be killed. To cross this bridge, I've got to bet everything on our timing on this moment. I might be able to start over again from the beginning, but I can't redo just this part. Therefore, I would better give it everything I've got. Losing the command spell is not a big deal. All that matters is the fact of having defeated him, even if only once. Der 4. Schuss. The 4th shot. Saber's ability to repel his sword has reached its limit.
レージュでバックアップする。いけるな、セイバー。
There's no time. As always, this is the fastest I can manage.
まったく。あなたの決断はいつも突然だ。
Saber lowers her stance. She looks like a carnivorous animal treating up the moment before she springs.
指示を、マスター。この身はあなたの剣ですから。
Oh! Ich liebe den Soundtrack! Her blade becomes visible, cutting off all excess magical energy flow of the sword. Saber pours all of her power into her own body.
時短に合わせるぞ。あと15秒。
The firing hammers fall one by one. Getting the timing right isn't all I have to do. I have two major problems. It will be after the command spell is released that my worth as emissary will be tested. 10 seconds. Command spells allow for the temporary strengthening of servants. A powerful technique that converts the tremendous magical energy into energy for servants. Enough power to fill even Saber's enormous circuit. The King of Knights, one who ruled over the battlefields in the Age of Legend, shall be reborn. The order about to be given to the command spell is Fly. This is no metaphorical fight. Flight. Saber will literally fly in a single leap from here to the roof of the center building. Saber once fought right in the past. A reenactment of the fight. No, if movement is limited to a straight line, then, by raising the amount of magical energy for the time she's in the air, the distance covered in one jump will increase. If all of the magical power of a command space used solely to let off fly, then it should be impossible to reduce the great distance between us down to 0.
聖杯の制約に従い第7のマスターが命じる。
5 seconds. Opposing us is a nameless bowman. The heroic spirit of rough iron that used the noble phantasm he traces as arrows. The name of this arrow being trained on us is Rounding, Hound of the Red Plains. Was heißt Rounding? Sorry, das muss ich kurz nachgoogeln. Leo. Rounding. Okay, das ist kein englisches Wort. Ah! Routing was a sword given to Beowulf by oder in the ancient Old English epic poem of Beowulf. Beowulf used it in battle against Grendel's mother. Beowulf is described as receiving his sword in the lines 1455 bis 1458. Ah! Interessant. Routing, Hound of the Red Plains. Adjustment plus 5 seconds. The delay increases the bow drawn back to its greatest extent, further increases its own power to combat Saber special energy combustion. The problem is the timing. It would be too risky to launch her fist all at the same time. As Saber herself is about to become an arrow, if she leaps before I fly, yes, he will aim at her. Therefore, it has to be done immediately after the shot. In that 10th of a second after he lets his arrow go, that when he will strike. After Arthur fires full force shot and before he charges to the next round. Now immediately after he released the arrow. He will drive a sword right through him. The roar of the swelling magical energy. The shudder that seems enough to be shake down the moon. 5. Still too early. 3. My command spell feels like it could tear off from a strain. 1. The creaking of bowstring, his fingers decide the target. Enya. Saber.
行けあの野郎を切り伏せろ
A flash that reduces time needed to cross a distance of 4,000 meters to nothing. All of Archbishop power concentrated into the single-handed sword. His arrow glides through the air, carrying sure death to its target. The name of the trade sword is Runting. An enchanted sword that will continue its assault on the target as long as the archer continues to aim, even if it's deflected by Saber. Even if Saber could guard against it, that wouldn't change the result. No, the moment that Saber deflects is the same moment the arrow roars towards its target. As long as Saber expends her energy on defense, its archery victory will remain unshakable. That's right. As long as Saber expends her energy on defense. A mere instant, not even a fraction of a second. The instant that his fingers released the bowstring and fired, the defense Saber disappears through the bridge. The bowman sees through his enemy's true intention, but it's too late. The arrow has already been fired. Which one of them has now confirmed the victory? Should there be a bowman that can shoot his mark 700 meters away, he's still bound by an ironclad rule. An arrow, once fired, cannot change its target. Whatever arrows that guarantee a definite hit he may have, a bowman cannot resist this law. Yet, it is by conquering that law that he is the heroic spirit of the bow. The arrow is changing its path No, its path was meant to strike 2 enemies from the start. He's turned the same rule back on us. Our launched saber has no means of dodging. That arrow transforms the demonic bullet that will shatter the King of Knights. An unavoidable death. One nobody could escape. Yet, it is by raising above the fate that she is the heroic spirit of the sword. Light crosses light, a tilting balance as it's not passing through. The blue light rises to the heavens as though singing its victory. The red light plumps to the abyss as through lamenting its defeat. Leaving a huge shockwave in her wake. Sabers released. The timing was perfect. However, a simple commencement won't be enough to conquer this bridge. With my face to the building, to the blinding wind, so powerful it shakes the handrails, I stare down the approaching bullet. Time stops. In a blank space of shorter time, then a second blood charges in my veins. 1 second after use the command spell. Not time to imagine. No time needed to imagine. That which I had forgotten, I'll use it all for this moment. The tension and fear take my breath away. My left hand is burning. I can see my death approaching in 0 seconds. I gasp for breath, my tongue hanging out like a tired dog's. Laws of physics and magic are rushing about. Time to formation. 0 seconds. Time to direct impact. Roll Ayas. Oder? Ha! Auf jeden Fall geil. Bushido wäre stolz auf Archer. The spectacle Archer certainly witnessed it. An attack that put all power down that required to breath into the left arm. The sparking of the trace double phantasm. The curing of layers of muscle. Coupled with the death of the flying counterattack, the boy managed a one-time only defense. As far as the outcome of battle, the moment still has the potential to win. The boy's sword is broken. Er hat wahrscheinlich Caliber gerufen. Hätte auf Ruhe Ayas gerechnet. Word repelled, still remains a flight. The arrow will soon reverse its course and finds its target right between the boy's eyes. That's right, as long as the one who fired the arrow is still intact.
第5射から2秒弱。6射目をつがえる以前に剣を構えることもできぬとは。少しばかり本業に戻りすぎたようだ。
How ironic. It's all been a man's style to use tactics unlike those of a bowman. The servant who preferred close quarters combat with his twin swords to the bow. I couldn't respond to Saber's direct attack because he had returned to using his true method of battle.
アーチャーの名に恥じぬ一投でした。あなたにマスターがいたのなら、この結末にはならなかったでしょ
う。バカを言うな、セイバー。あれがいたのなら、そもそもお前たちとは戦えん。
He answers her praise with laughter. His lips curve into an expression of contempt, but of fraternal respect.
いかんな。もう持たん。他に言うことはないか、セイバー。勝者の責務だ。
A light sound as of sands being pursed. Nothing awkward as the shedding of blood occurred. Even our servant bleeds while he's still alive. But when the life is definitely severed, all that remains is for him to return to ash.
私からは何も。あなたが弓を取ったのなら、それはしかるべき理由があってのこと。私は命を奪った。これ以上のものをあなたから取り上げることはできない。
A soft chuckle escaped Archer. Should he take Sabre's courtesy as kindness or cruelty? When in battle, the knight carried both within her. There had been a time when he found that contradiction, that self-destructive strength of the heart that would have eaten away at a mere human being to be beautiful. Now, even now, he can make himself forget it. Long ago, there had been a meeting. The scenes had lasted less than a second, but he could remember the scene vividly, seeing when he had gone to hell. Locks of hair illuminated by the moonlight. When the shuts in his eyes, even now the image remains in his heart.
今回は俺の負けか。先に行くぞ、セイバー。せいぜいこの俺に騙されていろ。
Scattering without gallantry, Archer destroyed his bitterness in defeat all that is left. Shearing her sword, Saber bites her lip. Above her hangs the black moon. It's almost as if something toxic is about to drip off. Wake up like she lurched slowly down onto the weight of the poisoned her. 1 hour later, I drag my body exhausted from a single attack up to the roof. Saber is staring at the sky. The strained expression on her face makes me hesitant to call out to her.
シロ、迎えに来てくれたのですか？
There's no brutality in Saber's voice. Archer isn't here, which means she has defeated him. She has no wounds that I can see, but leaping that great distance must have been painful.
遅くなってすまない。セイバーは大丈夫か？
私は無傷です。そういうシロはどうなのですか？
自覚はないんだけど、そうかもしれない。さっきから寒気がしてる。魔力がすっからかんで。
Even if I have to admit that was crazy. Back there I was so abnormally accelerated that I couldn't think of the consequences.
今夜はここで帰りましょう。信徒の巡回は明日からにすればいい。今はシロの体力回復が先決です。
そうだな。さすがにこれ以上は無理みたいだ。
We leave the roof.
本当にこれでよかったのですね。
いいか悪いかで言えばこれでいい。
No doubt about it. I have moved past one more new event. The Battle of the Bridge has come to an end for now. Archer had been defeated. The abnormally continuous running rampant in the night of the 4th day goes on in idle slumber. Completion is still a long way off, but for now I rest, even if the time hasn't come yet. If I keep moving forward, then one way or another, the end will come into view. Exit. Restart. That bridge. Break through. Can now cross the bridge to Shinto during night patrols. Wallpaper at the special menu. Wallpaper at the special menu. Ich glaube, das ist neu. Yep, das ist neu. Also. Und... Ich vermute, das ist neu. Ja, kann sein. Haben wir neue EMAs? Natürlich haben wir keine neue EMAs. Da ich jetzt aber wieder eine lange Bassett und Mango-Szene erwarte. Ja, ich weiß, das ist nicht Mango, aber hey. Angry Mango klingt halt besser als Agra Manu. Mango klingt halt witziger. Werde ich den Stream jetzt beenden und wir machen beim nächsten Stream weiter. Oder irgendwann die nächsten Wochen oder so. Auf jeden Fall schön, dass wir es über 50% fertig haben. Dann mal